Hello, students. This is Purushottam Vishwakarma, and today we are going to start a new lesson from Vistas class 12th. Should Wizard Hit Mommy? This is chapter 5 from your book. In this story, which is written by John Hoyer Updike, there is a girl, hardly 4 years old, whose name is Jo, full name Zone. In shorts, her father calls her Jo. The name of her father is Jack, who has a habit to tell her stories. Usually, the children like to listen to stories. Most of the children like to listen to stories, especially at bedtime. So, this is a routine of her father to tell her story and to make her sleep at evening time, especially on Saturday afternoon. But in between, she raises intelligent questions. She raises many questions. What are the questions we'll study in this chapter? First of all, let's see about the author. About the author, John Hoyer Updike, born on March 18, 1932, and died January 27, 2009, was an American novelist, poet, short story writer, art and literary critic. Updike published more than 20 novels, a dozen short story collections, poetry, art and literary criticism, and children's books during his career. So he has written plenty of books on children. Before you read from your book, here is a story about the world view of a little child. And what is the name of the child? Joe. And the difficult moral questions she raises during the story session with her father. When she is with her father, she raises many questions. What are the questions? We'll study in this chapter. The story revolves around Jack, who is the father of two kids, Zone, in short, Joe, and Bobby. Joe is 4 years old, while Bobby is 2 years old. His wife Claire is carrying their third child. Claire is 6 months pregnant. Jack had a habit of telling his daughter Jo a story every evening and on Saturday afternoon naps. At afternoon time, he tells stories because Saturday on weekend he has time to make the baby sleep. He tells her story. This time when he was telling her a story, she interrupts because she is growing now. She interrupts him and asks him questions whenever she feels that things that are being told are not right. If things are not going her way, she raises many questions, intelligent questions. So Jack now finds himself in a problematic situation and doesn't know how to resolve Joe's question. Now Jack is in such a situation where he is unable to come out, he is unable to find the solution of Joe's questions. His daughter. Let's begin line by line. In the evenings and for Saturday naps like today's, he is telling us the story of one day when it was Saturday and he was telling the stories to his daughter. In the evenings and for Saturday naps like today's, Jack told his daughter Jo a story out of his head. Out of his head, the products of his mind. These stories were not real, these were the production of his mind. This custom began when she was two. This began when she was only 2 years old, was itself now nearly 2 years old. The custom started when the girl was 2 years old, and now it has passed 2 years. That means the girl is now 4 years old, and his head felt empty. Now, Joe's father, Jack, felt empty regarding stories. His mind was empty for stories. Each new story was a slight variation of a basic tale. That is why he was intermingling the characters. He was giving the same character in all the stories. So, slight variation was seen in the stories of a basic tale where there was a small creature, usually named Roser. It could be Roser Fish, Roser Squirrel, Roser Chipmunk, had some problem, and that Roser creature gets some problem. Then he visits wise old owl. That wise old owl suggests him to visit a wizard, a magician. That magician solves his problem and charges some pennies. Now Roger creature becomes happy, returns home, and enjoys his life. So this is a common thing in all the story. Had some problem and went with it to the wise old owl. The owl told him to go to the wizard, and the wizard performed a magic spell that solved the problem, demanding in payment a number of pennies greater than the number that Roger Creature had. He always asked more money than Roger Creature had. Suppose if Roger Creature had 4 pennies, he asked 7 pennies. If Roger Creature had 7 pennies, he asked 10 pennies. Not only that, in the same breath, he suggested where Roger Creature could get more money, more pennies. But in the same breath, directing the animal to a place where the extra pennies could be found. Then Roger was so happy he played many games with other creatures. After getting his problem solved, Roger creature was very happy. He went to his friends, played games, and went home to his mother just in time to hear the train whistle that brought his daddy home from Boston. He reached home in time before the arrival of his father, who was coming from Boston City. Jack described their supper. And in the story, Jack, who is telling the story to his daughter, Joe, describes their night meal. And the story was over. In this way, the story ends. Working his way through this scheme was especially fatiguing. Fatiguing means tiring. It was tiring task on Saturday because it was not easy to make Joe sleep. It was a tiring task for Jack to make Joe sleepy because Joe never fell asleep in naps anymore. Now she was not getting sleepy easily. And knowing this made the right here means custom that is started when Joe was 2 years old. What is the custom? About telling the stories. Seemed futile. That seemed pointless. There was no point in it. The little girl not so little anymore. Now the little girl was not little anymore. The bumps her feet made under the covers were halfway down the bed. Because of feet, there was bumping. She was under the cover, and because of feet, it was looking like a bump. Were halfway down, and it came to half of the bed. That means he was tall enough. Their big double bed that they let her be in for naps, and when she was sick, that was used for sleeping, when for getting any nap or for sickness. Had at last arranged herself. She had at last arranged herself. She was ready to listen the story. She had prepared herself to listen to stories. And from the way her fat face deep in the pillow shone in the sunlight, and the way in which her deep face shone shining In the sunlight that was scattering through the drawn shades, it did not seem fantastic that some magic would occur. It did not seem that there will be any magical spell and she would sleep easily and she would take her nap like an infant of two. So it was not easy for Jack to make her sleepy. Her brother Bobby was two and already asleep with his bottle because her brother Bobby was 2 years old and he had slept with his bottle, maybe milk bottle. Jack asked, "Who shall the story be about today?" Jack asked his daughter Jo, "Who will be the hero of the story today? Who shall the story be about today? Whom are we going to talk about today?" Roser. Jo squeezed her eyes shut, closing her eyes forcibly, and smiled to be thinking. She was thinking. She pretended to be thinking. Her eyes opened. Her mother's blue skunk. When she opened her eyes, what she said? Tell me about her mother's blue skunk. Tell me the story today about blue skunk. Now, what is this skunk? In the picture, you can see the little cat like animals. These are skunks. She said firmly. So, she wanted to know the story today about skunk, a new animal. They must talk about skunks at nursery school. It was a new animal in the stories of Roser. Roser skunk. Having a fresh hero momentarily stirred Jack to creative enthusiasm. Jack found a new hero for his stories. So at the same moment, momentarily, it stirred Jack to creative enthusiasm. He was excited to tell, to create a new story. All right, he said. Once upon a time in the deep dark woods, there was a tiny little creature by the name of Roger Skunk. He starts telling his story with these lines. Once upon a time, there was a little creature named Roger Skunk, and he smelled very bad. Yes, Joe said. You know very well, whenever we listen stories, we have to recite again and again. Yes, yes. He smelled so bad that none of the other little woodland creatures would play with him. He was so bad in smell that none of other creatures, none of his friends would play with him. Joe looked at him solemnly, with sincerity. She was listening attentively. She hadn't foreseen this. She hadn't guessed any such thing in the stories of her father. This was a new thing. Roser creature had a bad smell. Whenever he would go out to play, Jack continued with jest. Jack continued his story. Whenever he would go out to play with enthusiasm, with excitement, remembering certain humiliations of his own childhood. Now he correlates his own life, his own childhood, with the life of Roger Skunk. All of the other tiny animals would cry as soon as that Roger Skunk came to the company of other little creatures. All other would cry, "Oh, here comes Roger Stinky Skunk." What they cried? "Look, here comes Roger Stinky Skunk." And they would run away. And seeing Roger Skunk, they would run away. And Roger Skunk would stand there all alone. So Roger Skunk would have to stay there all alone. He was unable to play with his friends. And why? Because of his bad smell. And two little round tears would fall from his eyes. And the result was two little round tears coming, rolling down from his eyes. The corners of Joe's mouth drooped. At this point, Joe was surprised, listening attentively, mouth half opened, mouth drooped, hanged little portion of lip hanged, and her lower lip bent forward as he traced with a forefinger along the side of her nose the course of one of Rosa Skunk's tears. That means she was listening attentively and trying to absorb the feeling of Rosa Skunk. She was weeping as well. So tears were visible on the cheeks of the girl as well. Won't he see the owl? She asked in a high and friendly, roughened voice. She asked her father, won't he see the owl, Papa? Sitting on the bed beside her, Jack felt the covers tug, tightened as her legs switched tensely. So inside covers, she was in bed inside covers, she was tightening herself, tugging the clothes. He was pleased with this moment. Jack was very happy because his daughter was listening attentively and there was effect on her. He was telling her something true, something she must know. Jack was telling her his story, his childhood story, and he thought she must know about it and had no wish to hurry on. He did not want to tell the story in a hurry. He did not want to finish it in a hurry. But downstairs, a chair scraped. There was a sound of dragging the chair downstairs. He realized he must get down to help Claire paint the living room woodwork. At that time, he realized that he should go to his wife Claire to help in painting the living room woodwork. Well, he walked along very sadly and came to a very big tree. But he continued the story. Well, he walked along very sadly. Who walked along? Rosa Skunk walked along very sadly and came to a very big tree. And in the tip top of the tree was an enormous wise old owl. And there he noticed on the tip top of the tree an enormous wise old owl. Good. Mr. Owl, Roger Skunk said, all the other little animals run away from me because I smell so bad. Seeing the owl, Roger Skunk said, Mr. Owl, all the other animals run away from me because I smell so bad. So you do? The owl said, yes, you are smelling very bad. Very, very bad. What can I do? Roger Skunk said, and he cried very hard. And he started crying. The wizard, Joe shouted. At this point, because Joe knew everything what will follow next, her father will tell about the wizard now. She told the wizard. At this, father was annoyed. Father got angry. Joe shouted and sat right up, and a little golden book spilled from the bed. So there was a little book that is spilled that dropped down from the bed. Now, Joe, daddy is telling the story. Do you want to tell daddy the story? Jack says, it's my story, dear. It's not your story. I am telling you the story. You are not telling me the story. So listen attentively. Don't try to tell me the story. No, you me. Daddy, you are telling me the story. I'm not telling you the story. Then lie down and be sleepy. Then it's better for you to lie down and be sleepy. I'm telling you the story. Try to sleep. Her head relapsed. Her head returned to a worse state where it was earlier on the pillow, onto the pillow, and she said, out of your head. Yes, Papa, out of your head. Tell me the story. Well, the owl thought and thought. At last he said, why don't you go to see the wizard? Ultimately, he said, you must go to the wizard. Daddy, what? Are magic spells real? This was a new phase. This was a new era from the little girl Jo. Now Jo starts asking intelligent questions. And the questions she has asked, Daddy, are magic spells real? Are all these magic spells real? Whatever do they do? This was a new phase just this last month. It started just this last month. A reality phase. When he told her spiders eat bugs, she turned it to her mother and asked. Whenever father told her anything, she went to mother to confirm. Whenever mother told her anything, she went to father to confirm. Do they really? She asked her mother. Do spiders eat bugs really? And when Claire told her God was in the sky and all around them, she turned to her father and insisted, asked her father with a sly yet eager smile, with a smile, is he really? Is God present everywhere? They are real in stories, Jack answered curtly. Rudely, she had made him miss a beat in the narrative. Now, she had made him a narrative, miss a beat in the narrative in the story he was telling to his daughter. The owl said, Go through the dark woods. There, the owl said, Go through the dark woods under the apple trees into the swamp over the creek. He suggested, the owl suggested him the ways where to go and how to go to meet the little wizard. Over the creek. What is a creek? Creek is a little river. We'll know more about it in next video. So stay tuned for the next part. Thank you.